Fine, and you're with TBG Fraud Solutions, right?
Yes, sir.
But we're not talking so much about fraud right now. We're talking about some training that your company's doing on social media that you provide for teachers. Can you kind of talk to us about what the problem is and what kind of training that you provide?
Absolutely, and thanks for talking with me. Well, you know, if you look, social media is one of the fastest growing phenomena that we've had so far today. There are nearly 600 million users on Facebook alone. And teachers across the country, administrators, are finding themselves in a muck of problems with students, parents, employees. Things that they post or say are being taken out of context. People are putting things up on their social network sites.
I can't imagine anyone putting something up online that would be misinterpreted. I just can't imagine that happening.
Well, it was really interesting. I had an administrator come by yesterday, and he said that he had an Agent Orange issue at his school. And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Well, our washing machine broke, and the uniforms that our players were using were causing them rashes, and within a day, the blogs had gone crazy in their little town, and the word was that the school had an Agent Orange leak, and it got onto the players' uniforms."
And we were trying to kill all the players.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah, and it's so easy. It's so easy now with something just might be even you would think is an innocent kind of statement you post online or you say to someone, and it gets just blown completely out of proportion.
Well, it really does. Things are being taken out of context. A teacher recently, she put on her Facebook page that her students were germ bags. And her statement meant that for 6 months straight she had been sick because they kept bringing things into the class that was making her sick. Well, she was fired, and she lost her, she had $150,000 a year salary. She was fired over that because it was taken out of context. Now, what she posted, obviously, I would have worded that a little bit differently. Yeah. But her intent wasn't to be taken the way it was. And so the only way we're going to get a change in this, and it's really important, Tim, that we be proactive in the fight in the education industry, from identity theft to data breach to social network awareness, is really changing the way our staff think, which brings about a behavior change. You think about it. Your students act out whatever they believe about themselves. They're either acting out positively or negatively, and our teachers are focused on educating students, producing students that are productive members of society, and they're not focused on necessarily what should I put on Facebook, what should I not. And so I think it's important that you have a training that impacts your teachers, experiential type training that will bring about a behavior change, in addition to having policies in place that lay out guidelines as to what your teachers
Right. And we were talking earlier, you're not really interested in policies per se, as you're interested in showing teachers and administrators, I suppose, the correct way to use the tool.
Exactly. Because it's a great tool. There's a Chinese saying, and it's zhongji, and it's the same word used depending on the sentence for opportunity or threat. And I believe that social media is an opportunity and a threat. It's an opportunity if we train our staff in a way that they understand how to use it, understand the values of it, and it's very useful in education. But if you shut it down, if you tell your staff don't do it, it becomes a threat, because they're still getting on their cell phones, they're still social networking outside of school, and then you have no control or no hands-on access to what they're doing with students, parents, and coworkers.
So let's talk a little bit about the training itself. What does your company do? What type of training do you provide?
Well, there's nothing better than experiential learning. And of course, we don't want to give them an experience.
So first you start out by telling everybody to put "my kids are germ bags" on their Facebook.
Exactly. Well, we have about a 90-minute training that we call our core training. And of course, we look for long-term commitments, because this isn't a one-time deal and you're done. This is social media.
It's not a drive-by training.
It's not. Okay. And social media is changing faster than we can keep up with it. And it's replacing email. Remember, a few years ago we didn't have email. You and I can remember that. Some of
yes.
Well,
I'm old.
We're on our way to replacing email with social media. And so what we do in our trainings, we have a 90-minute training, and I take them through real-life examples. First of all, show them some statistical data, giving them real-life examples, and we make it very personal to them, because if you want behavior change, you need to make it personal so that I take ownership of it.
Right.
And then we tie it back into the school with how it can affect the school. And what we do is we survey. We've been doing this for 8 years, and we survey every student, teacher, or employee that goes through the training. 94% of them on the survey state the training has changed my thinking. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a policy or procedure. I'm looking for behavior-changing training, and that's what we do, because if you can touch the way they think, just like teachers touch the way their students think, you can bring about a behavior change, creating a culture within your staff that's being proactive against data breaches, identity theft, and social network awareness and proper social networking, because it's not going away, it's here to stay.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the problems is that a lot of districts, they don't really have a solid policy about what happens when teachers post about school or about students or about something when they're outside of school.
That's exactly
And so some districts, it's, oh, well, that's stuff they do on their own time. Some school districts, it's like you're not allowed to do that. And so you have this wide variety of policies or no policies that districts have. And so,
well, and I think most districts, in defense of the districts, they think by shutting it down, it's because they don't know what to do with it. I mean, it's like a moving target. It's a elephant in the china shop. What do you do with this massive thing that we don't understand, that's moving so fast? And really, I think we need to take some time to understand it, and that's what we do. I mean, we go in and train administrators so they can feel. I had one administrator come up to me yesterday here at the show, and he says, "Mark, I haven't set up a Facebook page or a MySpace or anything." And I said, "Why?" He said, "I'm afraid of it." And I said, "If you don't set up one for yourself, somebody is going to.
Right.
And you're not going to like the content that's posted." And he says, "Well, can you train me in a way that I feel confident setting it up?" And I said, "Absolutely." I said, we have online training, we have in-person training, professional, and you can take and choose what segment online you want to go through. And if you want to set up your Facebook page correctly, we can show you how to do that where you feel confident doing it.
That's cool. Mark, if a district's interested in your training, how do they get a hold of you?
Very easy. They can either go online to www.preventabreach.com.
Preventabreach.com, all one word.
All one word, or they can call us at 888-533-9123, and we would be more than happy to give them a proposal because some of our training is at no cost. Some of it is discounted depending on the situation, the size of your district, and for any TASA members that were here at the conference, any of our trainings that they contract us to come in and do are going to be half price.
Such a deal.
Yeah, as long as they contact us by March 1st. So we have lots of opportunities, and you know what? If you don't ask, you don't know. So call us, ask us. We'll be more than happy to talk with you.
Awesome. Mark Seguin with TBG Fraud Solutions.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you taking some time to talk to us. Say hi to everybody in El Paso, Texas.
Hello, everybody in El Paso. Have a great rest of the week.
Thank you so much.